Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brian and this is Brian on an Island, where we talk tech and gaming. Now guys, I think it was about a year ago I bought the cheapest case that you can find on Amazon. Now this is the CIT Blaze LED red gaming case. Now I bought this because it was one of the cheapest cases on Amazon, and at the time I was trying to build a PC that would suit my budget, and while I was studying didn't really mean much because I barely had enough to put into the system. Now, a problem that I had with this case along with other people was that the fans that came into the case were a LED red. Now, it was a mistake that I made because I thought they were RGB fans, but they were LED fans. Now, one of the major upgrades that I did to the case was swapping out the fans for some RGB fans on AliExpress. Now, I got 6 RGB fans and it only cost me about 15 pounds, I think, and it came with this really cool remote, and now I'm able to change it to the blue color like a lot of people have, because the CIT Blaze case comes in either red LEDs or blue LEDs, but I can also change it to almost every color of the spectrum that I would like to. Now guys, the case all in all looks really cool. It has 3 fans to the front intake, of course, 2 fans that you can place to the top for intake or output as well, and a rear exhaust fan that you can also use. Now originally the case came with 6 LED fans, and I replaced them with 6 RGB fans. A cool feature of the AliExpress fans that I changed was that the auto feature and a few other things like speed up the color cycles or slow them down really makes the system look more expensive than it is. It's ridiculous when I told my friends that this case only cost about 40 or 47 pounds, I think, when I got it. Some of them even got some for their streaming builds or for their secondary builds. Now, what I really liked about this case was, even though it was cheap, it did not deter from quality. The glass panels are fairly nice, they look sleek when you give them a good wipe down, and the metal side of the case is also very nice and a smooth black finish. The only problem I had was that I saw a lot of people on Amazon saying that they had trouble fitting their power supply into the case. I myself personally didn't find this a problem, and I think I have quite a big power supply. It's an 850 watt power supply, and the reason I got an 850 watt power supply was because I was thinking about upgrading my system sometime in the future, and I didn't know it would take 12 months later before I even thought about doing so. Now, all in all, I really enjoyed using this case. I am going to take my system out of it and put it into a beefier case, something that looks a bit more professional, and I think I've outgrown the RGB craze for now. I might have hints of it in my upcoming build, but I just don't want something that's flashing like a circus behind me all the time. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love the aesthetic of it, but I just feel like I've outgrown it. Now, space-wise, I find that the case has ample enough space for what you want, but be mindful that some bigger cases and coolers won't fit in here nicely. I myself have a 700 ACT cooler, and I had to use 2 spacers to get my glass panel to fit on, but I prefer using my PC without the glass panel on, so it kind of worked out well. The case is very light, and there is a bit of a restriction when it comes to cable management because there's not that much space, if I'm honest, for putting your cables away. I myself had to use one of the empty hard drive spaces and try and fit some cables in there, and it worked out pretty well, and I was able to slide the back plate in, screw it on, and it still slants out quite a bit. All in all, the case looks really nice, guys. I've really enjoyed using it, and you have to understand that this is a really cheap case. There are cases now that you can buy for 50 pounds that don't even come with any fans and probably won't work. I mean, I remember I watched a few YouTube videos of some YouTubers that bought some really cheap cases, and they found that the USB ports or the HD audio ports didn't really work. When it came to a few special features, it was surprising to find that there was a USB 3.0 to the top. There was also two 2.0 USB ports, and it's always good to have USB ports on the front panels of your PC, guys, because you never know when you want to plug in some USB sticks or a controller or charge something maybe. I don't know, but it's really cool to have. There's also some audio input and audio output on the top of the case, along with a mesh protector to keep some dust out, and it also has one under the power supply, which is a big plus because a dusty power supply doesn't dissipate heat as good as it should, and that could lead to your power supply failing and even cause your PC to fail eventually. Now guys, I think another aspect of the case that we need to talk about is its slim feature on the desk. It looks really good behind me and really expensive after changing the LED lights. I mean, just imagine this thing in red constantly. It's really plain and boring, but watching that light show behind me really gives a feel for the case, and it doesn't really cost that much to alter, and any newbie could pop the front panel off and get inside the case and change some fans. It took about 20 minutes to get done, hooked them up to the fan controller, and we were swimming, guys. Now, the case, when it comes to maintenance, is fairly easy to clean. All you need to do is pop the front panel off, give it a good wipe, give the fans a good brush, and pop it back on. Likewise, you can remove the glass panel to the side, give the insides a brush, and pop everything back in. It doesn't take long to get the case set up. Out of the box, it comes with all of the original LED fans fit in, and you don't have to do much. Literally, you just have to put your motherboard, and you basically just have to put your PC inside. There was no assembly. All of the stand studs to the bottom of the case were already installed, and I even had the unboxing video for this case here, and you can check it out, because what's funny was I had the case upside down for about 10 minutes before I even realized. Now guys, let me know if you're thinking about buying this CIT Blaze case. I know I did some modifications to mine, but it would give you some input if you want to buy it and see where you could go with it or what you could do with it. Inside, I have a B450 motherboard, an ACT700 cooler, which is a very big cooler, an 850 watt power supply, 2 sticks of 4 GB ballistic RAM overclocked at 3000 megahertz, and I have a M.2 240 gig SSD with a Gigabyte 1050 Ti. Now, it's not a very expensive build, but it cost me, I think, around, because the parts were brand new, around 450 to 500 pounds, and that includes the case. And you can add an extra 14 to 15 pounds for the RGB fans, including delivery. Now, that is all I had, guys. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the CIT Blaze case. I did a review about a year ago, and I think this is still the cheapest case that you can find on Amazon at the moment. And if you're thinking about it, I'll leave a link in the description and you can check it out yourself. Let me know what you think about this review, if you were thinking about getting this case for yourself or a friend, and let me know what you were thinking about building in it. Let me know if the lights actually make a big difference in this case or not. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, make sure you drop a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys the next time I upload.